Exercising in the studio. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Y'all. It's the natural ambiance from the office, everyone. Turn on this little lamp here. My desk lamp. Oh, wait, I can't because I turned off the power strip. We're having a little bit of a thunderstorm. You can see there's my window unit. Look at that rain. Look at our sweet little aloe vera putting out roots, getting ready to be repotted. Isn't that relaxing? I should just record this and like find a way to loop it. I'm trying not to move too quickly. I don't want to have y'all get any kind of motion sickness with it. But look, y'all, I'm in the office. We're going to broadcast from the office soon. Broadcast. Film in the office. Yeah. The disembodied voice has guitars that are going up on the wall that he made. There's, I think, actually one in his seat right now. Let me show y'all his. Let me try not to put my finger in front of that. Ooh, the rain in here is so nice. Here's his desk. He's putting it together with his chair. And I think in his chair, because we're going to have a little office in tandem, there's a guitar he's working on. What kind is this? Disembodied voice just came in.
It's a Stratocaster shape.
It's a Stratocaster shape. What are you going to do with it?
I'm going to make an alternative version of David Gilmour's Black Strat.
An alternative version of David Gilmour's Black Strat.
Put a different pickup in the front.
And put a different pickup in the front. For those of us, I know what a pickup is now, but for people who don't know what a pickup is, like I didn't before I married a luthier, what is a pickup? Can I put the camera on you?
No.
No? Okay. Get close to the phone.
Oh, it's just it's basically a coil of wire around a magnet.
Will you point to where it goes? A coil of wire around a magnet will go there.
And, you know, as you strum the guitar, it produces a signal which is picked up. Kind of like a microphone.
Kind of like a microphone. Very cool. Thank you. Mm-hmm. It's another day. Day 107. Praise be to Jesus for our 5-minute in name only exercise encouragement. Hello, how are you? It's Patty with Kitty Things. I hope you're doing incredibly well. I exercised on the peddler for 20 minutes today. I have some sciatica now. Y'all, you know what? It's just everybody hurts. Not, I don't want to be dramatic. It's just a little sciatic pain, but I need to be a little gentle with it. So right now I'm having an iced coffee made with a Premier protein shake, yum, in chocolate, and some Stoke cold brew coffee decaffeinated in it because I'm not supposed to be doing that caffeine. And it's really delicious. I had a piece of cornbread. Oh my gosh. The disembodied voice made me, he can make everything from guitars, as you saw, to everything. He made me a whole cast iron skillet of cornbread that I will be eating on all week. He makes a vegan recipe, which is very, very good. He just is so good at so many things. As the handy helper calls his daddy, a Union Jack of all trades. I also had my dear, dear sister friend who has been my sister friend for, we really look alike in this case, for, oh my gosh, 30 something years. Back from Shreveport when I lived in Shreveport. She's in Nebraska now and has been for years. She and her husband live there and they have grandbabies and it's so lovely. So we got a chance to catch up some today. And it's interesting because she called, and it usually is the case with us. I was thinking about calling her over the weekend and she called today. So, you know, it usually happens that way. And again, we're from the same area and from the same kind of, I guess, ethnic background. And so we kind of do look a lot alike. I mean, my sister of choice here also, we look like we could be sisters. This sister friend is we really, I mean, people usually think we're related and we're together, which is actually the case with another dear old friend who is my best friend from high school. Now, she and I, people really did believe that we were either twins or sisters who looked a lot alike. But I've noticed it's so funny when I moved here to the highlands of the Blue Ridge Mountains in Appalachia, I started going, you know what? So many people here look alike. And I never thought about it before, but I looked back at my, childhood home and the people I grew up with, and so do we. It's just about regions and things like that. There's a lot of commonality, I guess is the way to say that. As you saw, we had a lovely rain earlier. So I know that our garden will really appreciate that. We're growing tomatoes out there. And let's see what else. I think he put in some squash. Maybe we're going to have some cucumbers. Not a whole lot, but just what we know that we're going to eat. I don't think he did zucchini this year. We always end up having way too much. And we do eat zucchini. I like it a lot. But it's the sort of thing that if we go a year without doing that, that's fine. Plus, there's so many people around us growing zucchini. Chances are you might get some zucchini. Anyway, I can't wait for the tomatoes to come in. We have tomatoes out there on them. It's just waiting for them to grow and ripen. Y'all may have noticed I'm a big tomato fan. I was also watching, there's a channel I really like called Mornings with Granny. It's a woman who is, I think the lady is 71 now. She's just fantastic. She goes camping. She has a van that she goes camping in with a group of other ladies. It's really cool. And I love listening to her. She reminds me of my mama. She's not old enough to be my mama, but she reminds me of my mama, the way that my mama did things. Very practical. And also just, full of wisdom. And so today I watched her making collard greens and speckled butter beans. And I was like, yum, yum. Just give me some cornbread and some chow chow and we can get down to eating. And people were talking in her comments about how they ate growing up and about whether or not they were familiar with what she was doing. She was doing stuff like removing the big ribs from the collards, the spines that can get really thick and aren't as good to eat, and being very careful about washing the collards. Y'all, I have such a funny story that has to be saved for the podcast. And we're coming up on that pretty soon, but it has to be saved for the podcast. But oh my gosh, it has to do with mustard greens. If I forget it, please let me know. I loved, y'all, one of my favorite things to eat ever. I don't know why I'm on to talking about the summer food today more, but I am. Is wilted turnips, little baby turnips, wilted mustard greens. I love turnip greens, I love collard greens, but wilted mustard greens. Did y'all ever have that? As we used to say, make a puppy pull a freight train. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, butter my butt and call me a biscuit, y'all. This is what my mama would do. And oh my gosh, we were competitive about it. Because we're like, I want as much as the next person because it was so good. So she'd take little tender baby mustard greens and she'd get them real fine. She'd either chop them real fine or tear them real fine. And then she would put the crumbled bacon on top of them and some green onions. And there may have been other stuff, salt and pepper usually, and then bacon grease. And wilt it with the bacon grease. Oh, so good. And it was probably, compared with processed foods, we used to be like, oh, it's so naughty. It wasn't that naughty. My mom was using, good ingredients and stuff, and it was all natural. And oh my gosh, I loved it. Did it sometimes give me a tummy ache? Why, yes, it did. But it was totally worth it. At least you knew what it was from, right? And it was, you could control it. And also, I used to love, we would have the most juicy, plump purple onions. Oh my gosh. And mama would put purple onions and cucumbers, and she'd put them in ice water with vinegar and sugar. And so, did y'all have that? Did y'all have cucumber onion salad over the summer? And she had different ways she made stuff like that. Sometimes there was a milk-based like marinade, even though we wouldn't have called it that back in the day. Also, speaking of Southern cooking, did y'all call the stuff that came off beans, peas, and greens, the juices that it made when it cooked, did y'all call that pot liquor? Because that's what we called it. I wonder what you called it. It was, and that would be, just having greens and pot liquor and cornbread. I guarantee. I don't know if you know who that is, but that's a blast from my Louisiana past. So, oh my gosh, y'all, that was a fun walk down memory lane. Give me some of your memories of summertime eating in the description, not that in the description, only I can do that, in the comments below. I'd love to hear how y'all ate growing up, and I'm going to talk about that more in my upcoming podcast, Eat You a Banana, Tales from My Family. I hope that you know how loved you are and you're doing something nice for yourself today, sweet for yourself. And I hope you also know how much I love you personally, in addition to all the other people and your creator who love you so much. Please do go in peace and love with me to serve others, and please do pray for Ukraine.